Peace, kings and queens, guys and goddesses. So, the last time y'all seen my lovely shirt with the change that you wish to see in the world, we was actually talking about some deep shit. So we are definitely gonna have to double down on that deep shit this time around, because the reality is, honestly, things have to change. And the illusions of this system run far deeper than most are ready to acknowledge. But that doesn't make it any less real. Especially the illusion of freedom. I am asking y'all to please go look up the definition of free and freedom, because not many of us know those definitions, and it shows to me. And context clues is not enough in the society that we live in. We absolutely need to start learning the definitions of words and being more intentional with the things that we say. Just because the outward form of slavery has changed, it does not mean that we are free. And we are not. We're not. And I know this truth can shake the foundation of what many of us have been forced to believe, but we have to talk about it. Let's start here. Most people know that we were given a name. Most people don't know that the name that we were given at birth, the one tied to our human identity, is replaced by a corporate name created through the birth certificate. And we are just going to talk about a little example. Our name on our birth certificates is an all caps name, like this. Sometimes they have the middle name on there, sometimes they don't. But for this example, we're just going to use Heaven-Holder. But you see the spelling of my name down here? My given name for the human Heaven-Marshay Hope is Heaven-Marshay, the first and the middle name. We're not getting into that right now, though. And then your surname is your last name, which is your family's name most of the time. So the corporate name, the corporate entity, will always be the all caps name. You're going to see that on everything, on your bills, in court cases, on your IDs. You are always going to be listed as the corporate entity. Which is the name that's used in the system, in legal documents, tickets, court cases, and even death records. Here's where it gets wild. You cannot kill or murder a corporation. Right? This is a business. Okay. It's not a living being. And yet the system tries to hold that same corporate identity accountable for crimes like speeding. This is when we get into commercial law. This is where a lot of us exist in, and we don't know that. This is where a lot of court system, especially county courts, commercial law. We are not corporations. We are humans. And many of us do not know how to distinctively tell the difference just based on the spelling of our names. Man, they be tricking us bad. And this means that the illusion that traffic violations are criminal is the same illusion that says we are not humans. We are corporate figures with no real rights unless we consent to the illusion. Now, follow me, because this makes all all the difference in the world. People wonder why we have cops that get away with murder. What did I just tell y'all? The spelling in your name literally defines what you are in our legal system. So, if a cop shot a corporation and ended the human life, that's not what they're discussing in legal terms when you get to the goddamn courtroom. Legally, in legalese, a person is also considered a corporation. This is why these cops that commit these crimes are not being charged. This is how they're protected, by the illusion that the system has conditioned us with. Then they have a state, which is another corporate entity, bring against charges to a corporation that's not even considered, once again, a person. Like, this is how confusing this shit is, and this is how deep the rabbit holes go. You have a state entity, which is not a person, which is not even the person who was harmed by the murder. This is not the family bringing against charges. It's the state. This is not even a legal fucking case. Right there, right off the back. There's nothing legal about this case. There's nothing lawful about this case. Because an injured party always have to be a being. A person. As for the plaintiff, a person. It has to be a person. It cannot be a corporate entity. Which is why consent is necessary. But there is more than one way to consent in this system. And that is another way that they get us. Licenses. Conversation. Opening doors. Showing up in court. All of these are involuntary consents. As far as how they're seen in the system. Which is a problem. And there is intentionality in how the system was built. The only reason my child has not been taken from me, despite all the threats and all the harassment, is because I have not consented. Not one time have I consented to anything. And they've issued warrants and summons, but those are just fear tactics, scare tactics, used to scare me into consenting. But I know that I don't have to consent. But most of us do not know that, which is why I am sharing my experience. Summons are nothing more than invitations, not demands. It's an invitation for you. If they're welcome, it's like being invited to a party. But they put summons on it to make it add weight, because a lot of us are very ignorant. And this is why we should learn stuff. I'm not throwing shots. This is the truth. Warrants without due process, scare tactics. No case can bypass due process. No case can bypass due process. And if you don't know what due process is, I need y'all to listen, because I keep explaining it. They have to be able to prove without a reasonable doubt. There can be no doubt that a crime was committed. And the proof has to be substantially able to back it up. What do I keep telling y'all? My case has merit because I have substantial evidence. I have an evidentiary record. I share things publicly. Like, y'all gotta stay with me, because I'm cooking in the kitchen and I need y'all to stay in here even though it's hot. I need y'all to stay in here even though it's hot. Unlawful orders hold no power without consent. I am not consenting. I have not consented. These things matter more than a lot of us are aware of. That is why I still have my child to this day. Yet, they are still bullying me. They are still harassing me. They are definitely fucking gaslighting me. And treating me like a criminal. Simply because I've asserted my rights. I have not committed a crime. And they know that. And that is exactly why my lawsuit is not only valid, it's substantial. My lived experience is the evidence. Yes, this journey has been exhausting on every level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. But it's also undeniable proof that supports my claims. And one thing about me, baby, I'm going to document it. And I do. More than y'all even know. And from the outside looking in, it's heavily misconstrued, because people constantly say things like, you're losing. But outside of my emotional expression, which is when I'm breaking down and asking y'all for help or something, what actually backs that claim? If anyone feels otherwise, like, I am genuinely curious. I would really like for y'all to explain it to me, because the truth is, many people are still unaware of their rights and how much fear-based program has shaped their way of thinking. But I have done the research. I have gathered the receipts. I even share the receipts. I have presented my evidence, not only to the public, but also directly to the system. Which is why the Department of Justice openly admitted that my claim has the merit. Because they do. I went as far as completing the investigation, honestly, for them by citing the very rules, laws, codes, statutes, and legal cases that backs my claim. And yet, they still attempted to dismiss it by even insinuating that it does not fall into the jurisdiction of the civil laws that they enforce. How? I provided the laws that y'all enforced in the documentation. This is what the fuck it looks like when the system plays in your face. A lot of y'all used to people playing in your face, but I don't even think y'all can imagine the weight of a fucking system playing in your face. Like you're dumb. When you are clearly proven to them that you're not dumb. Which is why they can definitely openly admit that your claims have merit. It's like, to contradict yourself in the same fucking email is wild to me. Because what? We gotta keep going. I don't speak from assumptions. I speak from knowledge. And I stand on my rights firmly. I said what I said. I know who I am. I know what I've done. And I know that no title, agency, or institution has more power over my life than I do. That is the illusion that many of you are still living in. And that shit it don't fit me. So when individuals or the system imply that they do, I ask them straight up, prove it. How? Where's the evidence to back that? Because I provided the evidence to back my claim. And I can and will defend my position confidently. You can't counter facts with conditioning. That's not truth. It's conditioning. It's illusions. It's lies. And I can prove that. I have proved that. And yet, I am still met with resistance, gaslighting, ignorance, and other things. And it's so sad to me. I'm not here to force anything onto anyone, though. You don't have to take my word for it. you're more than welcome to do your own research. But I am asking folks to actually take a second to bring their attention to how their opinions, fears, and ignorance directly impact those of us living in truth every single day. Many won't acknowledge it. Few ask questions for clarity. And even fewer apologize. I want to say when they're wrong, but a lot of people don't even know that they're wrong. But they're still not asking for clarity. So yes, my distance is necessary for my growth and for my sanity. That doesn't mean that the door is closed, but if you can't meet me where I am, I don't have anything for you. Too many individuals underestimate the power of energy. I'm not one of those individuals. And I'm not giving mine away to illusions anymore. Fear is contagious. I want to try to sit with that for a second. That's why the system depends on it. But it's not the system that scares me, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. It's the illusion of control that they've convinced people to believe in. It's the fact that people are openly stating that what I'm experiencing is okay. Shit, some people are going as far as saying that I deserve it because I've set boundaries. And that's terrifying, because what that is really showing me or telling me is that the illusion is a lot stronger than many are even able to comprehend. So me being harassed by a system looks legal to a lot of different individuals, and that is scary as fuck. Distinctions matter, guys. That's all I really got. The truth matters. But as always, the choice is inevitably yours to make. I will never stop choosing freedom. It's not going to happen. But that would never change the love that I have for you all neither. I really feel for people more than I would ever be able to express, especially knowing the things that I know. But I'm not met with that same grace, compassion, or understanding. And it appears to me that people just think that I'm just supposed to accept that. I don't have to accept shit. And I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all next time.